welcome again to Operations Management. So, we're done with productivity and then na-discuss na natin yung forecasting. We're done with PERT and CPM or project management. We're done with decision making. So, now we're ready to discuss what is product and service design. So our chapter for today is design of goods and services. So product, service, and design refers to the entire process of engineering a potential future product or service, including its form, fit, and function. So totality of the product ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Aside from the physical design, we're going to discuss the functionality of these products or how these products are um, utilized or how these products are formed, and we see to it that this product have certain functions. So a large part of a product's cost to manufacture is determined by the product design itself. So masyadong malaki yung portion ng cost ang pagde-design. Imagine ninyo how burdensome ang mga products noon because it's bulky. Ngayon, for example, the computers. For example, noon, we have supercomputers as big as a um, size of building. Tapos, naging desktop, naging laptop, at ngayon may mga tablets na tayo. So, the design of a product really is very important for us to discuss in operations management. The design affects operations and determines how many components make up the product and dictates how these components must work together to provide products necessary functionality. So, our chapter is all about the design of goods and services. So as you can see, the outline will be goods and services selection, how manufacturers select goods or how they choose your product. We will also discuss how to generate new product, the steps or phases in product development. We will also discuss some issues of product design, and then more importantly, we will define what a product is, and then the documents for production, and then the service design. So that's the outline of our discussion for today. So um, the first one is organizations really exist because of because they want to provide goods and services um, for the public or for the market. So, how do organizations select goods and services? Um, Imagine ninyo yung Apple, you imagine McDonald's, Jollibee, these are great organizations. They want to provide us with goods and services that has function, not only function, but the design of the product is convenient to the market or convenient to us. So, great products are the key to success. We have Apple, for example. Yung Apple is maraming mga products such as yung MacBook, such as yung Apple Watch. Pero yung pinaka-successful na product nila is yung iPhones. Right now, we have iPhone 12 na very successful in the market because of not only its design but its functionality. So top organizations like Apple typically focuses on core product. So ano yung core product nila? That is the iPhone, MacBook, and iWatch. So customers buy satisfaction, not only the physical good or particular service. That's why there are many organizations right now na ang main focus nila not only the physical good, but they focuses on how to satisfy customers after they bought the product. We have after sales department nila. Kaya sila nagfo-focus sa after sales services. Fundamental to an organization strategy with implication throughout operations functions. This is the main function of operations management, the design of goods and services. So also, um, because of what we call product life cycle, the product um, starts with introduction, then growth and maturity and decline. The product's cycle, especially nowadays, are very limited, or shall I say, very um, short. In a short period of time, may mga competition na dumarating na kailangan mong mag-innovate kaagad ng product mo. So with this scenario that our businesses face, the organization must have strong communication among customers, because the customers dictate what they want. Um, Also, the organization must have a strong communication with the product, processes, and suppliers, because these are very important stakeholders of the organization. New products generate substantial revenues, meaning magiging profitable yung business kapag every now and then nagbibigay sila ng innovation sa mga products nila. For example, yung Apple, 'di ba? Yung iPhone, from iPhone 3 ngayon is iPhone 12. And ano yung ine-enhance nila, yung camera, yung ine-enhance nila yung pixels ng camera, because people nowadays are social people, meaning gusto nilang ipakita yung ginagawa nila, gusto nilang ipakita kung ano yung um, paligid nila. That's why Apple um, focuses on your camera enhancement. So also, your goods and services are selected based on your position in the market. As you can see with this graph, um, there are four um, industry positions. These are market leaders. We have also what we call market challengers, market followers, and market nichers. Yung market leaders captures almost 50% of the market, and yung market challenger captures 30% of the market, and your um, market follower captures 20%, 10 to 20%, and your market nichers captures 5%. So for example, yung sinasabi natin na toothpaste industry, for example, yung market leader nila is we have what we call your Colgate, di ba? Almost 50% of us utilizes or ginagamit natin is yung Colgate. Market challenger naman, we have your close up, because they capture 30% of the market. We have your market followers, yung mga Beam, Happy, these are the market followers of the industry. And your market niches are your, what we call your um, Sensodyne. It, it targets only a certain group in the market. It targets your sensitive teeth market. So, yan din yung isang factor that that dictates how organizations select goods and services. So the objective of product decision is to develop and implement a product strategy that meets the demands of the marketplace with a competitive advantage. So, ano-ano yung mga available strategies? We have three generic strategies. These are your differentiation, your low cost, and what we call your rapid response. Differentiation. For example, we have Starbucks. Um, they they make use of differentiation. That's why they Starbucks are very well-known coffee shop in the country, not only in the country but in other countries as well. They make use of experiential marketing. They do not differ in terms of the products because coffee bean tea leaf, we have also um, other coffee brands offer the same product variant as that of the Starbucks. Pero, ang kakaiba sa Starbucks is when you enter their coffee shop, may certain na branding sila na pinapa-experience sa mga customers nila. And that is a form of differentiation. Being unique not only in terms of your product, but being unique in terms of your service, the service you provide your customers. That is differentiation. Low cost, on the other hand, meaning you manufacture your product at a low cost. How will you attain this? Um, for example, you have a supplier that gives you quality supplies at a low cost. That is already um, one way of achieving low cost production, and that in that way also you can sell your product at a low cost. So that is low cost strategy. And lastly, your rapid response. Your rapid response, ang example dito is your Toyota. Why? Because Toyota um, focuses not only for the masses, but it has brand na pang elite class. For example, yung Lexus nila. Um, yung Lexus nila is mas mahal na brand kaysa sa mga sa mga Toyota, but still yung Lexus is under Toyota brand. So that is the different strategies available for companies: differentiation, low cost, and rapid response. Also, when we talk about your product design, we have to talk about product life cycle. Ang product life cycle, we have discussed this already. We have four stages of the product life cycle. The what we call the introduction, the growth, your maturity, and your decline. As you can see in the graph, makikita natin that during the introduction phase up to your middle growth stage, the company experiences loss. Kumbaga, dito mo i-develop, i-innovate yung product mo based from your market. Because product development is done during your introduction phase and your growth stage. That's why R&D or research and development, um, kailangan na gagastos ka for R&D. So, ma-experience mo talaga yung loss dito. But, for the profit naman, mag-start kang mag-profit after your middle growth stage up to your decline stage. Kumbaga, profit mo na yon. Yun na yung gain mo in doing business. So, during the introduction phase, the important activities or the important phases of the introduction stage is fine-tuning may warrant unusual expenses. Meaning, if fine-tune mo yung product mo or i-innovate mo yung product mo, but that's why you have to incur unusual expenses. And these unusual expenses are research, product and development. You have to modify your process so that you will be cost effective also. And of course, you need to develop your suppliers. So these are the unusual expenses you incur during the introduction phase. During the growth stage naman, um, this is the phase wherein your product design begins to stabilize. Meaning, alam mo na kung paano i-produce yung product mo. Stabilize na yung design mo. Alam mo na yung functionality ng product mo. Kaya ito yung this is the process and how you manufacture your product. Also, during the growth stage, dapat marunong kang mag-forecasting because this is a stage na your market becomes big. Kumbaga, your product is already introduced and it's the market is already aware of your product. That's why that's why your forecasting skills is very necessary because you need to forecast how many outputs you have to produce in this stage. Also, adding or enhancing capacity may be necessary because nga lumaki yung market mo. So you have to increase also your production. Okay? So under your maturity stage naman, because your products are already well known, your during the maturity stage, your competitors are also now is established, meaning marami kang competition. Also, high volume innovative production may be needed because of economies of scale. Di ba? Ang economies of scale is you try to produce more in order to lessen the cost, especially the fixed cost. That is economies of scale. Also, in this maturity phase of the product life cycle, you have to improve your cost control. Okay? You have to pare down your product line or minimize your product line. Also, your variants or yung mga choices ng product mo is dapat na-reduce na. So, this is during the maturity phase. And during the decline phase, unless your product makes a special contribution to the organization, you need to plan on how to terminate your product because decline na siya. Okay? Meaning, for example, kung walang contribution in terms of the history of your company, pwede mo na siyang i-give up ang product line na yan. Pero kung may contribution to the company, katulad ng, for example, kung, kung palugi na yung Coca-Cola, they will not um, they will not think of eliminating Coke because that's their core product. Nakilala sila because of Coke. So not unless the product makes a special contribution to the organization, you plan to terminate the offering. So ulitin natin. During the introduction, you have unusual expenses. And this unusual expenses is due to research, your product development, your modification and enhancement of the process, and of course your supplier development. These are the unusual expenses you have to incur during the introduction phase. During the growth stage, the product design is already stabilized. Meaning, alam mo na kung paano i-produce yung product mo. Pero kailangan mo ng effective forecasting skills. And you may add or enhance capacity to in your organization because you have already stabilized your market. During the maturity phase naman, you have to know that your competitors are established already. Meaning, there are many competitors, both your existing players and your new entrants, that try to share your market. Also, you have to practice economies of scale because you need high volume innovative production may be needed because you are trying to control cost. Okay? And during the decline phase, you have to, not unless your product makes a special contribution to the organization. For example, that is your core product. You have started with that product, then, and not unless it has a special contribution, you have to plan to terminate the offering. Okay? So, these are the costs. As you can see, during the concept design and the detailed design, the cost is very high. Meaning, you have to commit your organization with this cost, especially with research and development, because you have to innovate your product. Okay. How to generate your new product? Okay. How to generate? You have to understand your customers, and how do you do that? By making market surveys, asking them formally and informally, getting feedback, knowing your customers, knowing what they want, knowing what they need. That is very important for generating new products. Also, um, there are some instances that the market will change in terms of their income, in terms of their economic status. So you should know, you should also consider this. Moreover, sociological and demographic changes may push you to innovate or change your product and make a new one. Technological, political, and legal, your market practice, professional standards, suppliers, and distributors are also contributory factors of generating new product.
No work, no pay. Hindi kami mamamatay sa coronavirus. Mamamatay kami sa gutom. No work, no pay.
So how do you develop your product? It begins with an idea or a concept. Lahat naman ng product started with an idea or a concept, and it is tested through a feasibility study. A feasibility study will determine the acceptability, the doability, and the viability of a certain product um, in the market. So that's why a feasibility study is conducted before your product is introduced in the market. That's the difference between feasibility study and your business plan. Kapag sinabi mong feasibility study, wala pa sa market yung product mo. Yung business plan naman, it's trying to expand your market or trying to innovate your product. So that's the main difference of a feasibility study and a business plan. And then after feasibility study, you're ready to list down the different requirements of your customers. So what your customers want, how will your product look, what's the size, what's the different features. These are done through your listing down of customer requirements. After finishing your customer requirements, you're ready to specify the different functions of your um, product. So functional requirements, and then you're now ready to um, see the product specification or the technical requirements of your product. After that, you have to review your design, whether your design suits the customer requirements. And then after reviewing your design, you're now ready to make a prototype, or you need to test the market in terms of your products. After that, after testing the market, you're ready to introduce the product to the market. And after introducing the product in the market, you have to evaluate and monitor the product if still your market accepts the product. So that's the product development. And one way of knowing the different customer requirements is through what we call your um, market surveys. Okay? So your market surveys, that's the another requirement for your operations plan. You need to conduct a market survey at least 100 customers, potential customers, and list down or ask them what the different requirements or the different specifications are necessary for your new product. So after your market surveys, you're ready to make a quality function deployment. A quality function deployment is also called your house of quality. So a house of quality is a planning matrix to relate customer wants to how the firm is going to meet those requirements. So meaning a house of quality will show you the different requirements, and then you relate the different requirements to your technical requirements. That is house of quality. So the functions or the purposes of house of quality or QFD is identify your customer wants, identify how the goods and services will satisfy your customer wants, relate customer wants to product house, identify relationships between the firm's house or what we call your technical requirements, develop their importance rating, evaluate competing product, and compare performance to desirable technical attributes. So these are the different purposes of your house of quality. So a house of quality, for example, is will look like this. Okay? So it looks like a house. That's why it's called house of quality. So the roof of the house will be your interrelationship between your technical requirements. Okay? Ito siya. Ito, yung technical requirements. As you can see, how to satisfy your customer wants. And the left wing of your house will be the different requirements of the customers. And the right side or right wing of the house would be your competitive assessment or your competitors analysis. And then your kumbaga sa silong mo is your target values and your technical evaluation. So how is your house of quality? I'll give you one example. For example, you want to develop a new camera. Okay? So, based on your um, surveys, you now know that the different requirements of the customers are lightweight, easy to use, reliable, easy to hold, and high resolution. So these are the 5 requirements of your customers. Reliability of the camera is the most important according to your survey, for example. So you rate it at 5. Easy to use comes next. After that, your camera should be lightweight and then easy to hold, and then the last requirement of your customer is high resolution. So you write it in the left wing of the house. Okay. So what are the customer requirements? As I've said, lightweight, easy to use, reliable, easy to hold, and high resolution. So 5. So sa left side ng house of quality, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lightweight, easy to use, reliable, easy to hold, and high resolution. Okay? After that, ano yung pinaka-importante based on your survey? For example, nakuha natin yung importance rating nila through our survey. So, reliability, 4 yung easy to use, 3 yung lightweight, easy to hold is 2, and high resolution is 1. So, that is the left wing of the house. Okay? Tapos, you have your technical requirements, the house of or house on how to make your product or your technical requirements. So, technical requirement number 1 is low electricity. Tapos, roof of your house talks about your technical requirements or how you make the camera. So, for example, sa PowerPoint na to, as you can see, is ang unang technical requirement is low electricity and then aluminum component dapat. So, aluminum component. And then, we have what we call autofocus. And then, you have your auto exposure. And then, your high number of pixel. And then, your ergonomic design. Okay. Ergonomic. Okay. And then, see the relationship of the two, because that is our main purpose for House of Quality, to see the relationship of your customer requirements with that of your technical requirements. So, based from your book, this portion will talk about the relationship matrix. Okay? This is the relationship matrix. So, the first requirement is lightweight. So, lightweight has a relationship with low electricity. Okay? Being lightweight has a relationship with low electricity. Pero, ito yung symbols na kailangan natin. This one symbolizes high relationship. This one symbolizes your medium relationship. And this one, dot, symbolizes slight or low relationship. Kung hindi niyo maintindihan yung drawing ko, go to your PowerPoint that I sent to you. Okay? PowerPoint page 28. Okay? So, lightweight has a relationship with low electricity, pero low relationship lang. So, dot. Okay? And also, easy to use has low relationship with low electricity. Pero yung reliability has a medium relationship to your low electricity. Kaya siya circle. Punta naman tayo sa yung pangalawa, that is aluminum component. Okay? Sa aluminum component, ang may relationship lang dito is lightweight, medium relationship. And then, sa third, which is autofocus, ang may relationship is easy to use and your reliability. Okay? And then, we go to your auto response. Auto response, ganun din. Medium relationship sa easy to use and sa reliability, medium relationship. Ang high number of pixel, okay, high number of pixel, easy to use, medium relationship. Ang reliability, medium relationship. Ang high relationship would be high resolution. Okay? And also, for ergonomic design, being lightweight has a relationship with ergonomic design. Medium relationship, so easy to use. and high relationship sa easy to hold. So, this is our relationship matrix. Ngayon, yung high relationship has a value of 5. Yung medium relationship has a value of 3. Yung low relationship has a value of 1. So, paano natin gagawin? Okay. Okay. So, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. Okay? So, a total of 22. Kasi 15 plus 4 plus 3. Okay? And then, with this, 3, sa aluminum component naman, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. So, 27. Ganon din sa auto focus and auto response. Ngayon, 4 times 3, 12. 5 times 3, 15. So, 12 plus 15 is equal to 27 plus 1 times 5, that is 32. Okay? And then, 5 multiplied by 4, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. So that is, and 1 multiplied by 3 is 3, that is 25. Ang meaning nito is you need to focus on this one because this will be your competitive advantage. Okay? And then that is the relationship matrix. Now we move on to the right side of the house, right wing. For example, you have two competitors, A and B. Okay? You have two competitors. Based from the camera of company A, being lightweight is, the rating is good. Sa company B naman, poor. And then, sa company A, in terms of easy to use, ang performance nila is good. Sa company B is poor. Okay? And then, sa reliability, in terms of the performance, fair lang yung company A and yung company B is good. And then, easy to hold, it's good for company A and for company B, poor. And high resolution, poor for company A and for company B, poor. Okay? So, meaning nito, guys, is you have to develop a camera with high resolution because company A and company B doesn't have any high resolution camera. So, magiging competitive advantage mo to. Okay? Lastly, in terms of the roof of the house. Okay? So, low, tingnan ninyo yung page, saglit lang, page 29 ng PowerPoint. As you can see, low electricity has a high relationship as of the component. Okay, high relationship. So, saglit. Sa low electricity, high relationship siya sa autofocus. So, ilagay mo dito. Sa ano naman, low electricity has high relationship sa auto exposure. Ilagay mo ulit dito. And then low electricity has high relationship sa high number of pixel. Okay? So, and so on and so forth. So, this is what we call your house of quality. Okay?